Good evening, everybody. Good evening. So we are here for the Triggered Earther of the Year Part 2, and this is for more entries that have thrown the hat into the ring, so to speak. Now then, I was expecting Sleeping Warrior, but unfortunately he's watching the end of a film and won't be available for at least another 2 or 3 minutes, but that shouldn't stop me from saying a few hellos to some people that are in the chat right now. Everybody put a warm, give everybody, Bob the Science Guy, everybody give him a warm round of applause for being a globe. Tim Osman, nice to see you in. Nathan Oakley, thanks for putting the stream back till 11:15, I believe, so that I could do this show. I do appreciate that. Jimbo, nice to see you in. Domesticated Primate, keep bumping to you on streams. Nice to see you in. Mazhar Salim, Sandra Woods, hello. We've got Clearian, Lumberjack, and The Plain Truth, and many, many more. Arwin, nice to see you in. If you haven't subscribed to Arwin, go and subscribe immediately. That's ARWIJN. He does a daily show too. Eamon Adams, nice to see you in. And if I've missed anybody, I really do apologise. Somebody's just asked, do I have a good clip of Dell? I think it's a good clip of Dell. We'll see. Anders Ace, nice to see you in. You always say hello to me, so thank you very much for stopping by. Gerhard Selig, yep, nice to see you in. Steve Finneran. And yeah, I think we've caught up. So The Plain Truth. So here's my warm round of applause for Bob. Bob the... what? Okay, so if I click this, I'm going to have a quick look at this. Let's see what that brings up. Let's see. Is it any good? Is it a clip worth playing? That is the thing. Come on. Let me have a quick look. That's The Plain Truth, everybody. His link in there. That's his video, a parody video that he's done for Bob the Science Guy. 4.5 minutes. I don't think I'll play it on this particular stream because it isn't really a triggered thing, but definitely worth a view if you haven't already seen it. So let's come back. Right, okay, so that's on mute. So what I'm going to do now is move a few things around and we'll get started. Hopefully Tony will join in the meantime. So let me get my audio. Who should we start with? I think we'll start with Dell. Dell's always a good place to start. Let's drag him over here so that we can play his video. Let's get him up nice and big. Make sure the volume's up, which it is. Perfect. Right, okay. Input screen. Let's transition that across. Should all be seeing this right now, so hopefully you're going to hear what Dell has to say about the matter.
Pissing me off. Piss me off. I just use them to fucking show them up for what they are.
All right, next guest, please join in. Feel free to join in. I'll moderate.
Listen to this fucking deluded wee cunt. This is how weak he is. He's taking an absolute spanking, and he's the only thing he can resort to is coming in and trying to assert some sort of dominance like a wee teenage boy. Listen, son, that's why you've not got a life, because anywhere you go and you try to act like that, you just get your wee fanny kicked every fucking time.
Never happened, pal. Never happened.
That's because you don't do it. You probably got a tag on your ankle. You're probably tagged to a wee monitor in the corner of the fucking room because you're a mad toucher. Right? You probably prey on children because you're a creepy wee weirdo. You can't even take an adult telling you straight, I don't want to speak to you, you're no wanted, but you keep coming. So what would you do to children? You fucking creepy cunt.
Vagrants on the streets, I don't want to...
He's a pedo. Russian Vids is a pedophile. Watch him. Anybody knows where he lives, put a sign outside his house saying pedo. Ouch. Predator. Showing all the signs of predation. Classic example. These are the wee guys that are so eaten up inside because they've just not got any stability. They can't reason with their own being. They can't find themselves. So they just run about making a fucking arse of themselves. He's been fucking slapped for pillar to post here. And it's like the wee boy that's angry that he took a beating. He doesn't know how to deal with it. So he just keeps coming with the same shite all the time. Ever heard that expression, bit off more than you could chew? That's exactly what you done, son, when you started coming poking your wee shit-stained fingers in my nest. So, blame yourself. Don't run about looking for anybody else to blame. But again, you don't have the integrity internally, you don't have a spine to be able to face your own being, to eradicate the issues that you hold. Because if you did, you wouldn't be back here. You just got away with your tail between your legs going, lesson learned, lesson learned. Again, another sign of your stupidity. You don't learn. This is great. Again, they're useful idiots for me. Guys like Spursky as well. Want to waffle on about pulling forces and all this rubbish. Just gives me the fucking opportunity to highlight how utterly, profoundly stupid it actually is.
How about discuss tides?
I don't speak to paedophiles. Can you go away, paedophile?
How about tides, Dell?
Can you go away, paedophile? I don't want a paedophile here on my platform. Thank you very much. This is a Russian Vids on YouTube. The man is a paedophile. He's a propagandist. He's a liar. He's a gatekeeper.
That's slander, pal.
Very harmful character. This guy. Go away, paedophile. Go away, paedophile.
I'll see you in court. You
faceless pedo. You get me in court, you paedophile wee cunt. Get me in court. I'll look forward to it. Bye now, pedo.
I'll be in Scotland. I'll be in
Stop
Scotland
touching children. Stop touching children.
Yeah, right.
Do you get off on touching children? Is that what you get off on? Is it because you're not secure as a man? You have to focus your attention on harmless children so you can play on them. Ah,
is it high school?
You're a pedo, son.
Like a child?
Paedophile.
Why are you acting like a child, Dell?
I do not want this. YouTube, there's a paedophile running amok on your platform and he's here harassing me. I do not want to associate with paedophiles.
He's sitting in a shed right now.
Go away, paedophile. Go away, pedo.
Scotland.
Pedo Pete. You're coming to Scotland. Listen, son, I crack the jokes here.
I'll be in Scotland. I'll be in Paisley Airport. Pick me up, pal.
I
get to pick me up.
You can walk. It's only 500 yards away or something. You lazy prick.
I'll see you there.
I hope you don't bump into any children. The children here in the west of Scotland would kick your stones in a fucking heartbeat. You wee creepy cunt.
Hey, Dell, when I get there, make sure you have room and board for me. Nice meal.
There's a hole at the back door for you, son. There's a hole waiting for you at the back door.
All right, Dell, that sounds good. Why don't you answer some questions for once, huh?
I'll cover it in dog shite. I'll put a big flag in it saying, here lies paedophile Russian Vids. Here lies the fucking lying wee shit stain.
And where's your evidence for that, Dell?
You're a pedo, you're displaying it. You're a predator. Can you not take a telling? What is it you're not understanding? I do not want to associate or speak to you in any way, shape or form. Why are you here?
Exactly
explain your reasoning for why you're here.
I'm here to set you straight, Dell, because from
paedophile, don't want to speak to you.
Oh dear. Oh dear. That was Dell and Russian Vids getting into it. I believe Russian Vids phoned in and Dell had a few words to say. He actually sort of, made most of that up on the fly. Turned him into a quote-unquote paedophile for no basis whatsoever, just because he wanted to call him names. He was very triggered back then, Dell. So I have to say, and you were nominated, so there we go. Right, I'm going to try and give Tony a ring right now. Let's see if he's around. Let's give him a bell. And as per usual, that is a no. Right, okay, so we need to get some more stuff up. Who wants a bit of PMars? Anyone want to see what PMars has been up to? Right, here we go.
You government agents, stop fucking making shit up about me.
We brought
him back to life. We brought him back to life. Yes.
P-Man, back from the grave.
Cut some bacon off his back.
Everybody look at him. Look at that bump. That bump right there.
He's trying to hack it right now.
Just bust. Hey, look, just bust one of them motherfuckers, please.
Dread.
PMars 900.
You gotta put his face on the.
I got him. Hey, P-Mars. Hold on, let me talk to the brother. Let me talk to the brother.
My mom said I have nigger lips.
Hold on, let me talk to the brother. Shit. Hold on, family. Let me holler at the brother. Hey, P-Mars. You can take a safety pin and you can take a lighter, right? Hold on, guys. Let me at least get this out.
Wait a minute. I had to go.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Everybody mute their mic for a minute, please. Everybody mute their mic for a minute.
After that.
I appreciate that. P-Mars, there's a way you can sterilize a safety pin. You can stick it in some alcohol. You can burn it, stick it in some alcohol, and bust them nasty ass bumps on your face, man. And you won't get an infection when you do so. You know what I'm saying? That's all the advice I got for you, brother. Yeah, bust them nasty ass. I don't even know if they zits. I don't know if you got scabies, herpes. I don't know. Well, if it's herpes, don't bust them because it'll spread. But you call.
Hey, Amma got lost.
Oh, there we go. You're finally here.
I got lost, Ranty.
You told me you would be 5 minutes late. It's now quarter past.
I said 15.
15.
15 minutes.
God, you've missed 2 already.
Who've missed?
Dell was having a bash, and we had PMars as well.
Let me work out why I can't hear anything here.
What can't you hear?
He's gone. Now I can hear you. Right. Okay, so where are we?
So we've had PMars on.
Alright, so forget PMars. I didn't know he ever lost his temper. He was always trolling as far as I was aware. What about Dell? Who did he lose his temper with?
Russian Vids. Did you see that one?
Oh, yeah. I did see that, actually, yeah.
He sort of brought that up out of nowhere. You know, sort of made him into a paedophile from nothing. Literally, within 1 minute, he'd gone from just being your average person to now being a nonce, a paedophile. It was, yeah, very triggered.
Was that this year, that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's a long time ago, that. It feels like a long time ago.
I mean, it could be that it was more than that, but it was on Trolls vs. Trolls about 5 months ago, something like that, so...
Cool. I'm just flossing my teeth. You have to bear with me.
Right, okay. I'm going to bring one up from QE now. He's going to love this. So this is from QE. This is pretty recent, actually. So essentially, it's not as if it's something that's from years ago. It's definitely recent, and it's kind of recent within the past 2 months or so. So have a listen to this. I'm not going to play it through Skype because the last time I did that, it kind of messed up the video, so it was like buffering. So you might have to watch it back on the live stream. Yeah. So anyway, I'll put it on now, and if you put yourself on mute as well, that'd be great.
Okay.
Cheers.
Hey, we have your special coming up in a couple weeks there, Clown Show. Your little junk DNA nonsense. I'm going to take that. I'm going to stick up on a wall by its ears and beat it like a friggin' piñata. Make sure you're there.
No, thanks.
Friggin' clown parroter. 80s called. They want their argument back.
So angry.
Unbelievable. Junk DNA. I'm a clown. I'll tell you what. I'll pay for you to go to the hospital and remove your junk DNA. How about that? You game?
Yeah.
Clown. You don't even know what DNA is, for fuck's sake.
I'm not playing your games, John. You're boring.
Games. You're the game. You ignorant mong.
You're just angry, mate.
Angry at friggin' yeah. I got full contempt for pretender clown idiots.
Yeah.
Dunning-Kruger type, one each.
I'm sorry for your kids.
You're one.
Having to listen to you.
Yeah, you're one, son. Junk DNA. What other horse shit you got?
So angry.
So angry. Yeah. Yeah, junk DNA.
Keep saying
Would that
it,
be
John.
a pizza or a
What was the
burger?
whole argument about junk DNA? What was the whole argument there?
What's that?
What was the whole argument about junk DNA? Like,
No, he just said the term junk DNA. He thinks he solved it with just saying the two terms. What a
No, I
clown.
didn't. That's not what I said at all.
Junk DNA. What is junk DNA?
I said 98% of your DNA is not you. And,
Really? Give you a little taste of this. Craig Venter, the geneticist of geneticists.
Post a link.
The geneticist of geneticists, Craig Venter. Why don't you list the findings of the ENCODE project? Here, let me give you a little taste of this. Craig Venter, the geneticist of geneticists.
Post a link.
The geneticist of geneticists, Craig Venter. People arrogantly call parts of the human genome that don't code for protein.
Stop.
Junk DNA.
Stop. Hello.
Craig Venter, the geneticist of geneticists. People arrogantly called parts of the human genome that don't code for protein junk DNA. Today, junk DNA is where all the discoveries are happening. And we know that junk DNA is crucial for gene regulation. You friggin', like I said, the 1980s called, they want their disheveled argument back. Clown show.
So you believe it's integral?
I don't believe. I know.
You know.
I know. Big difference.
How do you know?
Can we see your citation now, Alan?
Why sequence the junk in Science 2001? The term junk DNA is a reflection of our ignorance. You, sir, are ignorant, mindless parroter. That's all you do.
How you ever met Corporal?
Yeah. All this nonsense about junk DNA was birthed by that friggin' idiot Dawkins back in 1976 with his selfish gene. And then you had Doolittle and Orgel publish papers in the 1980s in Nature that called all this junk DNA. That was a big mistake, boy, because then it was like, yeehaw!
I'm fed ranty. You should be hung for sedition. You should be institutionalized. Right? Me and you, we're done. You come on the show, I'm gonna rip your friggin' eyes out. You got that, partner?
Oh, right. I'm just waiting for Tony to catch up. Oh, dearie me, that was funny. That's QE. If you haven't met QE already, Quantum Eraser, go and subscribe to his channel. He does a Ball Busters show. Very funny, and that's a typical average day for John. That's his trigger level. His trigger level. He's always ready to go. You know, trust me. First thing in the morning when he wakes up and he goes on Nathan's show, he is ready. Tony, did you catch that?
I did. John loses his temper all the time. It's difficult to judge when he's lost his temper and he's just being facetious.
But he was nominated, and it's like, it really isn't difficult to find something from him, because you just literally have to go to any one of his shows. I think this one was actually on Nathan's debates, but you could just go to one of his shows and you'd soon catch up. He's got quite witty, hasn't he? Really.
To be honest, he loses his temper with us more than he does with Paul. Particularly Arwin. He picks on Arwin.
I love it when he says he's trying to get a word in, and somebody overtalks him, and he goes, everyone shuts up and says, "You're right, John. Yes. Can I speak now?" And they go, "Yeah." And then soon as he starts speaking, somebody else jumps in.
It's usually Arwin saying I'm on mute, and he does it on purpose just to trigger John.
Yeah, we keep doing it independently. Yeah, we're going on mute.
And John tries doing that thing that teachers do where, where they have that prolonged pause to emphasise the fact that they're pissed off, right? Arwen completely disrespects the long pause and takes the mic and opens his gate and starts chatting away. And John's like, shut the fuck up! I can see that he's on mute and he's like, do you remember that cartoon character in the 90s called Stressed Eric? And he died in every show because of his vein in his head that always used to strangle him. I have this image of Stressed Eric strangling John at the end of every show. It was a case of waiting for him to lose his temper. That was the whole gist of the cartoon. It was something on MTV in the 90s, usually around about the time when wrestling was on. So if you were a wrestling fan, you'll know what I mean.
I'd love to see John on cam someday. I really would, because it would be so much funnier to put a face to it.
Wow.
Right, okay, go on.
Who's next?
We have, actually, I've got a couple more to play, so let me bring, let's have a look who we've got on here. So we've done QE, I think we'll save Rumpus. Or should we do Rumpus? Yeah, no, we'll save Rumpus, because we've got another one here, so let me bring this over. So you might have to watch this again on the watch page. So again, this is actually Channel Q versus George Hnatiuk, or whatever. Hnatiuk. George Hnatiuk.
George Hnatiuk.
And these two get into it. So again, you can go and watch this over on Trolls vs Trolls channel. This is actually part 2 of 2. It's all I really needed to listen, so I'm going to play it anyway, and hope you guys enjoy. You might need to watch it on the watch page if you can, Tony, and pop yourself on mute if you can.
Channel Q, are you going to present something?
I had a question for George.
Yeah, go ahead, Q.
Okay, it's not really exactly on the topic of necessarily flat earth. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. I just need to know something from you, George.
Sure.
Let me just get some stuff ready. Okay, so I'm going to share this first. This is a message I received this morning. Twit sent me a message saying that you asked her to send me this message. I need to know if that's true, George.
Yes.
Did you ask Twit to send this message to me?
Yes. Because
Okay.
I tried to send it to you, but you had me blocked, so I couldn't direct message you.
I'm going to go ahead and read this message. If you can touch with Channel Q, could you please forward the message? She has me blocked for messaging her, which isn't true. We're just not friends on Discord. To Channel Q, I suggest you back off addressing me in any chat. You lied in public about me stalking you. I don't think I accused you of stalking me. I think I accused PMars of that solely. So I don't know why you're confused there. And that needs to stop. Okay, let me finish reading the message. Yes, I did. I'm making a presentation here. I got more things I want to present, George. Yes, I did accidentally call you a few times many months ago via Discord, but only once talked to you briefly. So you admit that you were calling me over and over on Discord for no reason. You weren't even talking to me, which could be considered creepy or harassment or make me feel uncomfortable. To let you know it was not purposeful. That is not stalking, and I have also stopped. Well, I left that Discord, so that's why you stopped calling me. Addressing your comments. I've stopped addressing your comments unless you directly address me, which you did today. And this is a message you sent yesterday to Twit, and then Twit got it to me this morning. I do not like being called senile any more than you like being called a bitch. I am far from being senile, and to address me in such a manner is insulting beyond trolling. I called you a bitch to show you what it is like to be addressed in a derogatory manner. I know what it's like, George. You had no right to go on the Hangout and make a big deal about it, so I joined to respond. That was not stalking you. And what I got upset about, George, is that you told everybody in the chat that if PMars is doing these terrible things to me, I probably deserve it. That's what upset me, George. And you kept tagging me in every comment you were making. But I'm not done with my presentation. Again, you do not address me going forward, and I certainly will not address you. Again, going forward, and I certainly will not address you. Leave it alone and behave like an adult. Then we go later to LK's chat recently, and you have George tagging me in comments. George tagging me in comments. So you're not addressing me, or you are addressing me, George? Are you senile or you're not senile? Because it seems like a senile person would say, I will not address you anymore, and then go into a chat room and start tagging me. It seems like something a senile person would do, George.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Down.
This is your fault, George, because you got two sides of your face you're talking about.
Give him a chance to talk real fast.
Why are you coming on here acting like somebody did something to you when you're the one playing behind the scenes? You said you weren't going to address me anymore, and then you came in this chat and you started tagging me in comments. You're tagging me in comments. You're tagging me in comments while you're saying you're not going to address me. And yesterday you came on the panel to say you didn't want to interact with me. No, yes, I'm not done, George. I'm making a presentation. I'm not done. You will have a chance to respond when I am finished. Yesterday you went on to Jose's. I will calm down when you stop interrupting me and let me finish my presentation, George. Yesterday, you went on Jose's and you told everybody you didn't want to interact with me. You came on a panel to tell me you didn't want to interact with me. Then you called Twit and made Twit send me a message saying you don't want to interact with me. Then you came to LK's and started tagging me in comments. Are you stalking me or are you senile? Now is your turn, George. Are you stalking me or are you senile?
Yeah, I'm psychotic.
Your turn, George. Your turn. Speak up. Defend yourself, George. Defend yourself.
Now, all I did in the chat earlier today, I made a comment. It wasn't directed to you. It was directed to the chat in general. I said the only one that seemed basically logical or reasonable on the panel was Channel Q. I was complimenting you in general to the chat. I did not address you directly.
Okay, the earth is flat.
Yeah. George, you're not being honest, George. You went out of your way to send Twit a message to make sure I get a message that you're not going to address me, and then you're tagging me in chat. George, you're not being honest.
All right. All I was doing, as I was referring to you, is...
So it doesn't matter if you came into LK's and tagged me in compliments, dude. It just looks just as bad because you were sending messages all going out of your way to tell everyone you don't want to interact with me, and then you're tagging me in compliments. You're either senile or you're stalking me, dude.
To the people in
the question has been posed to you, George. Are you senile or are you stalking?
Yeah. You, bitch. I was not addressing you, bitch. So go away.
Okay. So now there's some honesty from George finally. I got more, George. I got more. I can make a whole nother presentation on things that George has done that seems senile or like he's stalking me. Well, let's talk about how many times you called me on Discord. Let's talk about every time I was on Discord, how I got these strange, weird calls. And nobody else ever accidentally calls me on Discord. Nobody. I have hundreds of friends on Discord, and no one has ever accidentally called me except for George. And George did it over 12 times. And I have evidence of it, George. I have evidence of every time you call me.
Twit. You haven't been on Discord in months.
Why are you bothering Twit to bother me? Why are you going to bother Twit to bother me if you don't interact with me, if you don't want to address me? Why are you going and bothering Twit to get Twit to bother me for you?
I could not.
These are questions that deserve honest fucking answers, George.
I tried to send you a message directly, and all I wanted to do was in your...
You told everybody yesterday at Jose that you didn't want to interact with me anymore. So why are you going out of your way to get Twit to go out of her way to interact with me? You.
That was about a week ago.
No, I just got that message this morning. I'll represent it. You can
yes,
see
you
the
did. But I
just got it this morning.
I gave it. Okay, Twit probably just got in touch with you. I gave it to Twit many days ago after you went ballistic on me on Jose's.
Oh, so when you went on Jose and told everyone you connect with Twit message, after you told everyone you don't want to interact with me, then you're reaching out to people to interact with me because you couldn't do it directly.
How do you want to end this?
I'm not going to calm down. I'm not going to calm down. I'm defending myself. You're a liar, and you're doing weird shit, George, and you're not being honest about any of it.
Okay, moving forward, what do you want to see?
Honesty from George Hnatiuk.
Okay, tell me.
I would like to see you be honest about all your activities, the way you've been treating me. Why would you come on Jose's and tell everybody you don't want to interact with me, and then send Twit a message to interact with me because you find that you cannot interact with me directly? If you don't want to interact with me and then you find that you can't, then why didn't you just leave it alone? You're a smart man, George. You're a smart man, George.
Shut up. Let's forget about the past.
I'm
Moving
not forgetting
forward.
it. Nope, not forgetting it. Gonna remember that that's what you are and that's what you do and this is what you do. I'm gonna remember it.
And how do you guys know each other?
Then how do we move forward?
He's a potato. He's a potato and I'm not.
Okay.
You might not want to get involved in this one, Disciple.
Disciple,
I feel that I've made my
disciple,
presentation
I now believe in God
fairly.
and the earth is flat.
I feel that I've made my presentation fairly, and I feel that George has not apologized or taken any accountability for his actions or sees anything wrong with his behaviors whatsoever. So in the future, George, when people are calling you senile, remember, I'm doing it out of concern because your behavior is incredibly alarming. Goodbye.
Well, whatever, bitch. Fine. Move on.
Oh, that was good timing. I was just about to jump in.
She's going to keep calling me senile. I will respond in kind just so she knows how it feels like.
Well, I mean, we can all get a little melodramatic and, a little catty.
She won't drop it. I'm trying to be reasonable.
Wow. So they actually get on it on channels that I actually don't visit. So I'm not actually sure what channel this was, or who was actually hosting this stream. But it was quite entertaining. It seems that's where the Globers congregate and they have their little arguments too. So do you know where this was held, Tony?
It looks like Jose's chat, looking at who's in there. Stingray, Farmer's Boy, a couple of others. Shawn Hawkins in chat. I'd say it's Jose's.
Jose G. Gonzalez.
I think so. I might be wrong, but I mean, to be honest, when there's a fight between Channel Q and George, it's like asking, do you want to get punched in the face or punched in the arm, or you're picking like, because if you disagree and say that she's like in the right for some reason, then you're siding with George inadvertently. But if you agree with George, then that's the second time she's been nominated for being triggered. And to be honest, the way I see it is that she's a girl. She seems to get bullied the same way that all the girls seem to get bullied. And she's defending herself, losing her temper along the way, she does, but she's probably getting a rough ride. So I kind of feel a little bit of sympathy towards her because she does get she certainly seems to be getting the treatment that the women seem to get. And I don't know why women get treated this way, but they do, they seem to. So I kind of feel a little bit, not pity, but I feel a little bit of sympathy towards her for some weird reason. So it's, I don't know, maybe we should lighten up on the women. I think the women don't really need to be as attacked as much as what they seem to be. I kind of empathise for her. So yeah, she definitely gets triggered, but she's also defended herself with morons. So I can understand why. So it's for me, it's kind of like it's harsh. But she puts up a good fight. She stands her ground and defends her position, and I see that as admirable, not something to laugh at, to be honest. But that being said, Channel Q's done enough hate videos against me, so it's very easy for me to stick the knife in and twist it here. But I kind of feel sorry for her, if I'm honest.
Yeah, Channel Q. I only ever went on one panel with her for one time, and she literally lost it just like that. Within, I don't know, I'd only said maybe 10 words to her or something like that, and I've never spoken to her since. It's been okay. She literally, I mean, it was horrible, horrendous. She was the worst. She was worse than that. If I could find that clip, wow. So yeah, I mean, personally, I've got no sympathy for her, just because that's the kind of girl she is. She's very aggressive, gets very triggered very quickly. Right,
passion. At least she's fighting for her own whatever it is. She's not causing shit. She's defending her position from allegations of slurs or whatever. So I mean, that's not really the same as, like, I don't know, somewhat on topic. She's trying to defend herself. But that being said, she's done enough hate videos against me, so she can go down if she wants. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, she's definitely triggered, and she does give a good account for herself, even when if she's going down, she goes down fighting, doesn't she? And I actually think that's an admirable trait, not a bad trait.
So before, when we nominated Arwin before, and we had his 1,000 subscribers up and stuff, I only played a very small portion of that. So I think, in all fairness, what I should do is just perhaps play a little bit more of that. You've seen that clip, haven't you? So maybe you don't need to go on mute, but let me drag this across, and I'll play this for everyone to hear. So let's have a go. If you hear me giggling, it's probably because you can't hear it because I'm not playing it through the Skype. So just bear with me.
And I've been on YouTube for 3 years with over 200 hangouts, and I still don't have a freaking 1,000 subscribers. What the hell's going on? I'm the only one here. The only damn one that's been here online for 3 years, and I don't even have 1,000 subscribers. What the freaking hell is going on here? Is this normal? Is this normal? There are people out there that are at it for like 2 weeks that have thousands of subscribers. What the hell is going on here? This makes no sense to me. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this all. Is this just scratching? Just have to work every day for hours, put everything in it, sacrifice everything else for just a few subscribers so I could digitally beg for a couple of bucks. Is that it? Is this it for me? Is this my destiny? Is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this good for me? For anyone? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
So that's just a little bit extra of from Arwin's rant about his 1,000 subscribers. It really was quite funny. What did you think, Tony?
I think it's his second best rant. The other rant was better. I know you're unsure about playing that, but to be honest, I think you should play it because he did lose his temper. But I think Arwen's got that expression in his voice that when he loses his temper, the passion that flows through his veins is pure emotion, and when he loses it proper. And I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's passionate. If anybody criticises us for like being fake flat earthers or fake this or fake that, I mean, Arwen's probably one of the most genuine people out there. If he's pissed off, you can tell he makes it really obvious. If he's happy, you can tell he makes it really obvious. He's very expressive, and when he loses it, that's the real character coming through. I think it's his second strongest entrance, but you need to get the other one in, Ranty. You can't let him off with that other one.
Well, if he gets through to the final, I'll probably end up playing that. But I've just paused it on this screenshot of him just taking this. He has this rant, and then he very calmly picks up his cup of tea and has a swig of it. And we actually have one of his trolls in. It's called Sips Widgin. And Sips Widgin's in. so
it's rage winning as well.
Yes, this is Arwen after his rant. He calms himself down with a nice sip of tea. Oh dear me. Right,
Yeah.
right. If you pop yourself on mute, Tony, I'm going to play another video. So you might need to watch this through the live stream. So just bear with me.
Bulge, but the bottom of this bulge is not at the same height. This is at negative altitude, where the base of the bulge is. The top of the bulge is at 0 altitude, the base of the building at 0 altitude, and the observer there is at 0 altitude. The base of this bulge is at negative altitude, so they do not coincide. I'll say that again. The top of the bulge does not coincide with horizon, and I'll say it for a third time. The horizon and the bulge do not coincide. But this
wait a minute.
Ranty, this diagram is showing a flat surface. The observer.
I'd like to get this out in one go.
I'll answer your question quickly. The base of this tower and the eye are on exactly the same elevation. This is flat. This is flat. What I'm drawing
No
to
one can see.
here is flat.
You can't see. You can't see Rumpus because your screen's frozen.
This is absolutely flat. A geographer would say this was perfectly flat. 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 This is flat. The observer and the ground between the base of this building I've got here and the observer is perfectly 100% flat. When I said to you that the observer and the building, that was super flat. Flat. What you've drawn is erroneous. It's not curving. To be curved, it's got to be flat. It's got to be curved to be flat.
So
it's got to be curved. I'll say that again. It's got to be curved to be flat, because it's to be the flat. It's got to be the same distance from the center of the Earth, and to be the same distance from the center of the Earth, it has to follow an arc. And what you've drawn there is not. It's not flat.
If we're looking here, obviously we're looking across an ocean, and that's all in your model, the same distance from the center of the Earth. Would that make it? Would that make it flat?
Correct.
So we have flat water.
Correct.
Cool. Well, at least we agree on that. At least we have flat water. At least we agree on that. Absolutely classic at the end there. So that was the Rumpus. That was the Rumpus being triggered about flat versus level. Very funny, very funny.
Are you sure he's triggered? I can't work out if he's triggered, because normally when Rumpus is triggered, he starts stuttering and stammering. Right? That's how I. When Nathan starts poking him and he starts, and Nathan starts on him, that's when I consider Rumpus to be triggered. I'm not sure he's in the right competition here, because what he's doing there is he's got a picture of a curved Earth on, and he's saying that's flat, and I'm thinking. Maybe you're in the wrong competition here. This is the one for the most triggered. I'm wondering if he deserves to be in Red's Rhetoric's Dumbfuck of the Year, because he reckons that I can't remember what discipline he said. Did he say any artist would describe that as flat? And I'm looking at that thinking, no, he fucking wouldn't. To me, is he in the wrong competition here? Maybe he should be in Red's Rhetoric ones. It's clearly curved, Rumpus.
Oh, funny stuff. So this is the Rumpus. I'm sure a lot of people already know this anyway. But up to now, we've had Fight the Flat Earth. That was your choice, correct? Yeah, and there was a few other people that nominated him. But to be honest, it was quite... actually, if I had... Mind you, that's not triggered, or is it? Yeah, on his previous channel. He had a previous channel, Married to Xbox, if you remember.
Why do I remember that? I know nothing about that guy. How do you know that?
You've never heard of this?
No. Tell me.
So he had a... Come on, how do you not know this? He had a previous channel called Married to Xbox before he got into fighting the flat Earth. And it was basically him and his missus streaming, sort of like video.
So if he was married to Xbox, I'm assuming that he got game over and he had no more credits left and he had to go and reinvent himself.
I think so, yeah. That's essentially the thing. I think he had 1,000 or 1,500 subscribers, and he had a lot of videos up. But quite often he made fun of himself, quite a lot actually. He dressed up one time as a zombie, I think, and a few other daft stuff. I mean, maybe if somebody's got a link to those particular videos, we could include it for being a dumb fucker that he is. And obviously everybody knows that he only got into fighting the flat Earth because he thought there was some coin in it. And that's, his experience with Married to Xbox kind of lent to him being successful in that. But the point still remains.
Did you say 1,500 subs?
Yeah, I think so.
I wonder what charismatic traits that he got in Flat Earth that makes him get however many subs he's got now. Because if he was considered to be successful in Married to Xbox with 1,500 subs, he must be like David Attenborough or something in Flat Earth, because he's now got 15, 20, 25, 100,000 subs. He must be the next Simon Dan. I wonder where his charismatic attributes came from to do so well in Flat Earth.
It's his tits. If you've got tits and you're a Glober, you're going to do well. Shawn Hawkins, I mean, he's another one. That's why these guys do really well. Put a pair of boobs on and you're ready to go.
I don't know how these guys get on. I just don't understand it. The dumber you are, the better you do in this game, it seems. That's why I'm struggling.
Right, okay. So hang on, let's see. We've got Fight the Flat Earth, so he's been included. We've got Channel Q. So we've had 2 from Channel Q. We've had 2 rants from Channel Q. Now she's my personal choice. We've got Brenda von Assen, so I'm gonna play her clip again because wherever I go, it's always Brenda for this trophy. You know, Brenda's the one. She's
yeah. But just before you do, tell me, have you got Shawn Hawkins lined up for it when then people were over talking him and he was completely ignoring him?
No, if you can find a link though, I would love to play it because Shawn has actually been nominated.
I have no idea where it is. It's on one of Jose's many hangouts, and there'll be somebody in chat that knows exactly where that is. So somebody in chat, go and find Shawn Hawkins, and then we'll rig it up and see if we can get it on next.
We have George. George has been nominated. Arwin, well, he's done a few actually. I mean, it's not just the one. I mean, if you want to go and check out some of the other stuff that he's done, I'm sure you'll find it. Nathan Oakley has been nominated. Well, I mean, he only really loses it when he's talking to spackers, doesn't he? Let's be honest. You know, and they're acting like spackers. So, you know, and it's like part of the show.
That is like most of the Ball Earth protagonists, though. I mean, they've all got... I mean, look at George. He still argues for Coriolis, and he doesn't understand that you need 2 frames of reference.
So, we've had Dell, we've had PMars, and we've had the Rumpus. Right, so, with popular demand...
You've got a message on Skype as well. Someone sent you a nomination for QE.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, let me bring this over because I'm afraid I'm going to have to do this. We're going to have to play Brenda again. She is the hot favourite. I mean, I don't even know if we need to actually go much further than Brenda. I mean...
Yeah, we definitely need Shawn Hawkins. So somebody find Shawn Hawkins. I know it's on one of Jose's chats somewhere, but I have no idea where that'll be. But there'll be somebody that knows exactly which one it is because he was loving it a little bit too much and he'll just know.
Oh, Sleeping Warrior, here it is. Hang on, let me open this up in a new tab and let's see which one he's got. 21 minutes, Shawn Hawkins.
Beast, who's that? Who's give you that?
Trolls versus Trolls. So, this is
Troll.
Rumpus versus Flat Earth Data with a special guest, Shawn Hawkins. So, I think, well, first and foremost, I'm going to play Brenda.
Yeah, let's do Shawn Hawkins because it's new. I want to hear this.
What? Okay, right. Brenda's going to have to wait, everybody.
Yeah, Brenda's the crescendo.
I want to actually hear this because I've never heard it either. So here we go. Let's put it on full screen. Come on. Here we go.
There's a boat right there, 10 feet in front of the observer. It's
shout out to Ice to see. She's in chat.
Observer towards the horizon line. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What do those 2 and 4 foot waves do as the boat moves farther towards the horizon?
Well, it can only obscure
do the 2 and 4 foot waves interfere with the bottom of that boat
only by 2 feet. So, Fred, I could draw the diagram for you if you like. I can actually do this for you graphically so you can see.
I don't need any orthographic. I just want an explanation because I tell you right now, what I'm doing is I'm doing a documentary.
Okay,
I'm capturing your logical thinking.
Okay. Well, I'm going to show you.
I don't need a graphic. No, I'm not going to watch your reality. So let me finish, Rumpus. Don't interrupt me, please. As the boat moves farther away, and that 2 and 4 foot wave that's in front of the boat now, will that 2 and 4 foot wave obscure the bottom of the boat as that boat? Because the 2 and 4 foot wave is closer to the observer than the boat. So if those 2 or 4 foot waves are closer to the observer than the boat, what does the bottom of the boat do as it moves away?
And I'm going
hold on. Will it appear to move downward because of perspective, or is it moving downward because of curvature? Please explain.
Right, with a simple diagram, let me get.
I don't need a diagram. I want your diagram. I'm telling you. Useless.
No, it's
your
not
orthographic explanation. It is useless.
Hold on. Can I give an answer, please? Hold on. Can I give an answer, please?
I'm not looking for an orthographic explanation. I'm looking for an explanation.
And I'm going.
I don't want an orthographic. I'm telling you.
The explanation that I'm going to give you.
I don't want an orthographic explanation.
The explanation I'm going to give you verbally is just going to reflect what I'm going to draw.
No, what you're doing is you're misrepresenting reality.
Hold on. Okay, which case?
That is what orthographic drawings are good.
You're going to let me answer. Are you just going to verbally diarrhea?
This is what I'm asking.
Hold on.
You're not following what I'm asking you. You're not following what I'm asking you. I'm asking you not to provide an orthographic.
I'm going to give you an answer if you let me.
I'm not asking for an orthographic explanation because it's not reality.
I'm going to give my answer in my own style. You cannot censor the answer.
Hey, dude, why don't you shut up? Orthographic do not display reality. They do not display reality.
Hey, moron.
Orthographic do not display reality. Reality is, Rumpus, is those 2 and 4 foot waves that are closer to the observer.
My free speech, aren't you?
Will obscure the bottom of the boat as it moves above the horizon.
He's got free speech icon here, and he's censoring my free speech. It's quite.
You are not using reality in your argument. The reality is. No, because I already know you're. I know you're avoiding.
Right into my answer. Right, I'd like to answer. I'm going.
You're avoiding the truth by using orthographic explanations. If you're not aware that you're doing it, I will make you aware.
Hey! Why won't you answer? I would like to answer.
Free speech.
I will tell you why. Your orthographic
I would like to allow me to answer. Because the verb
use an image. Use an actual image. Are you
free speech? Free speech? Free speech?
Use an actual image. Are you afraid? Are you afraid, Rumpus? Are you afraid? Are you afraid, Rumpus? Are you afraid? Are you afraid, Rumpus? You must be afraid. You must be afraid, Rumpus.
I would like to answer.
You must be afraid.
Answer your question. Right.
You must be afraid.
Hold on.
You must be afraid. Look at you go.
Hold on.
Freaking out.
I would like
freaking out.
Explanation I would like.
Freaking out. That's all you're doing, bud.
Explanation I would like to answer for.
I'm not going to indulge your orthographic explanation. Please use a boat. Please use a boat picture. Please use a boat picture. We're talking about a boat here. Use a boat. Use a boat picture.
You're not
lying to the public and deceiving the public. Use a boat. I will be happy with an explanation from you if you use a boat in the picture. In fact, use your previous picture.
Why are you scared of me answering?
You go orthographic. Let's go back to the turbines. Let's go back to the turbines. Let's go back to the turbines. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to the turbines.
And I would like to ask.
You're not going to be able to answer it with a fake photograph. You're not going to answer with an orthographic fake picture.
Rumpus, can you take a pause?
Go back to your turbine picture. Use your turbine pictures as an example. Use your turbine picture.
I would like to answer the question on the table.
Yes, use a turbine.
I would like to answer the question on the table.
Use your turbine image.
To answer the question on the table, but I'm not being allowed
to. Use your turbine. No, you won't. You're not going to be allowed to use an orthographic image. No.
I'm not being allowed to answer.
You're not going to be allowed to use an orthographic image debating. No, you will not. Use your turbine image.
Answer the question I have.
Use reality. Use reality, Rumpus.
Apparently wishes to censor it.
Reality. Use your turbine picture, please.
I'm not being allowed to. I would
use your turbine
picture. The question, but I'm not being allowed to. But you don't seem to be allowed.
Use your turbine picture. Use a round picture. Use something that's real.
Why don't you allow me?
Orthographic image is not real.
Why don't you allow me to answer your question?
Your orthographic image isn't real. Your orthographic image isn't real.
Why
use another image? Use another image.
Why do you not want?
You want actual value right now?
Be a man, and provide another example that's based in reality.
1 degree.
Make your point.
Let's use a boat image.
You have your ability to respond.
Use a boat image because your
opportunity to make your point.
You're not going to keep lying and keep using this lie. I will not allow you to use this lie. Go back to your turbine pictures. Go back to your turbine pictures, Rumpus. What are you afraid of, bud? Why do you need this, buddy? Why do you need it so bad? Go back and use your turbine picture.
Take turns, free speech.
Use
get an
your
opportunity.
turbine.
You will get.
Come on, you love your turbine pictures, bro. Come on. You love your book pictures.
John,
You're not going to use an orthographic image. You're not going to use an orthographic image. You will not be able to use an orthographic picture. You will not be able to use an orthographic picture. You are beating me with an orthographic picture. It's reality. Rumpus, come on, buddy. You're supposed to be really intelligent. Why are you hung up on this orthographic picture? Why are you hung up on this orthographic picture? I'm not letting you get away with the orthographic picture.
You need to take turns, free speech. You will get a chance. You will get a chance. You will get a chance to speak. You will get a chance to answer me. I'll answer, and then you will get a chance to speak.
Use your
So let me answer your question.
Use your
Let me answer your question, Clatter. You seem to be having a free speech. You want to stop mine.
You're obfuscating the truth straight away with the orthographic picture. Orthographic picture is not reality.
Take turns, free speech. You will get your turn. It's my turn now. You've asked a question. I would like to answer, and then you get a chance to refute me.
You're not reality. Orthographic picture.
I will let you speak if you let me. You've had a go. You've asked a question. I would like to answer, and then you can say whatever you like afterwards, and then I get a turn after that. So I will give you a verbal explanation, but it's going to match this, which is that if we have a 6-foot person here with a 2-foot wave here with a 6-foot boat or whatever, and you can draw a line from the person to the boat, and you can see what will be obscured, and you can see that the object that you talked about, this 2-foot wave that's between you and the boat, can never ever obscure more than the height of the object. The 2-foot wave in your case, I can't remember how high you said the boat was, but it can never obscure more than the height of the wave. There we go. It's your turn now.
Why do you use orthographic display there, Rumpus? Just out of curiosity, instead of reality.
Rumpus.
Because this is...
Rumpus, can I ask a fucking question?
I'm sorry?
Go ahead, sure.
Right. Oh my goodness. Shout out to JQ. If Shawn doesn't win, there's no justice in the world.
That's got to be better than Brenda. I'm sweating. I'm laughing.
I'm gonna play some more in a minute, but I've got tears in my eye. I swear to God, I've literally got tears in my eyes from laughing. Oh my God.
That is so funny. You know, like when you take your jacket off or you roll your sleeves up because you're ready to fight. There was a part in it where he took his fucking earphones off and he was throwing them on the floor.
I like the part where he's banging on the cam, like, listen to me, let me out of the habitat.
That's probably one of the funniest clips I've ever seen. And do you know what's even better? Rumpus and Flat Earth Data just completely ignored him. It was
That's even better.
Oh, that is so funny. That's better than Brenda for me, that.
Wow. Right, okay, I'm going to play some more. What's
funny about it is because it's got crazy box highlighted on the picture as well.
Oh, here we go. Right. Oh. Come on, clip, play. Was he not playing? Seems to have frozen. Damn it.
Bible literalist, it's not Precious Pup wheezing, it's me. Oh, it's so close between him and Brenda. It really is.
Oh, it certainly is.
I think what it is, it's the visuals with Shawn, because you can't see Brenda, obviously, you don't know what she's doing, but with Shawn, you can just see that he's like this kettle of boiling water that's boiling over. It's funny.
We are still streaming, aren't we? Let's make sure, because I'm not too sure what's going on right now.
I think so, yeah. We are still streaming, yeah.
Right, okay, because I've got like a whirly circle of death right now.
However,
hang on, let me let me close some of these down.
we can pad it out. Oh no, Flat Earth is in chat, and he says I couldn't hear him. I don't know why you couldn't hear him.
What do you mean you couldn't hear? It was hilarious. Right, okay. Let's get rid of that. I probably need to close some of these tabs down, so just bear with me.
Yeah. I'm now thinking Brenda might be Hawkins. What? This in disguise, that must be. I'm now thinking Brenda might be Shawn Hawkins in disguise.
That was hilarious, I have to say.
I'm sweating because I was laughing that much then, and I've got tears rolling down my face. It's just that bit where he takes his earmuffs off and he's like, "I'm talking, how dare you!" It is so funny. Oh, I'm sweating.
Right, so that's not. So obviously, Google Chrome is not responding. Wait for the program to respond, right?
Oh, just restart it and it'll say, do you want to restore the session?
Yeah, but obviously it'll stop my stream, won't it, if I do that?
It depends on whether I don't know, actually. No, because you can get straight back into it, can't you? Are you not streaming through OBS?
Well, yeah, I am streaming through OBS.
Then it won't stop the stream.
Hang on. Let's close some of these tabs down. Hopefully that'll work. Right, in the meantime, we have... if I'm still streaming, because I don't know if I'm still streaming. You're going to have to let me know.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, so we've done the Rumpus, we've done Quantum Erase, we've done PMars. So it looks like I've done all my videos. So I've got to, unfortunately, I do have to wait. Who's this now? This is Rumpus. So let's get rid of that.
Have you seen that before?
Of who, sorry?
Shawn Hawkins.
No, this is the first time I've ever seen it. So maybe if I open up Edge, Microsoft Edge, I can play it through there.
Sipwin says Anthony Riley is Joshua Jackson. Google it. Let me see who Joshua Jackson is. Oh, it's him out of Dawson's Creek. Yeah, I get that a few times. I've had it a few times.
Right, well, this is very frustrating. It might be right. So bear with me, guys. I'm just going to close all these tabs down, and if it doesn't, I should be able to restart again. Well, not restart, but continue the stream with less than a minute. So just bear with me. So close all windows. Right, restore. So it's not that one, don't want that one.
Cooling down now. I haven't laughed as much in a long time. Alright, where are we?
Yeah, so we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that.
So if Flat Earth Data's in chat and he's saying that he didn't hear him, I wonder whether Rumpus could hear him either. For some reason, might have been a bit that.
Right, okay, so let's see if we are still streaming. I would hope so.
Yeah, we are still streaming. I'm watching the live feed.
Ah, right, okay, excellent. Right, okay, so let's close that down. I've just got to get that back up again because it's absolutely hilarious, I have to say. Right, Trolls versus Trolls. Could you put that link in again for me, please? Unless it's this one. This might actually be the one. Oh no, that's not it for some reason. So are we actually on here?
Yeah. Still live.
Yeah?
Yeah, don't pick your nose or anything.
Okay, I'll try not to. If that Trolls versus Trolls sends me the link, let us know.
If you open the Google Chrome program, it should ask you to restore.
Yeah, I did, but for some reason it didn't load up all the ones that I wanted, so... just 1 second. Beyond the imaginary curve, blah blah blah. No, it's not saved it for some reason. It's not actually saved that one. So let me search Shawn Hawkins in here.
So back in the day, Jose's chat had a bug. So if you joined late, then nobody could hear you. Nobody could hear you who joined earlier. I guess that was the case there. Yeah, it must have been a bug because if people don't realise he was even talking, because they acted as though they couldn't hear him. I thought it was intentional, but maybe it was accidental, and it's just it seems intentional. It's so funny.
Okay, right, we're back. So I've got it back up. So hopefully this should just play through. So if anybody's left, I really apologise. It's just been this Chrome playing up, so I might have to stream with a different one going forward.
Next, Ranty, we're having Brenda.
No, we're gonna listen to this guy again because we've got to listen to what else he's got to say.
No, I asked Rumpus, why did you order
Shawn.
the orthographic image instead of reality?
I don't know how long it goes on for.
Here we go.
Fuck up, dickhead. You talked enough. Now, I don't know who the fuck you are or what Discord server you came from, but that's not how we fucking work around here. We have conversations.
Crazy box.
It sounds like Red Pill.
Why did you use an orthographic image to represent reality? Go ahead, I want your explanation.
You asked him a fucking question, and he gets to answer your fucking question. So shut the fuck up, you goddamn fucking retard.
It sounds like Red Pill.
No,
So,
Shawn
are
Hawkins.
you Red Pill?
Angry
Yeah,
Shawn.
this is the chat over there with that Jose guy. Those guys were psycho. Listen to this.
Right. So the simple answer is because the orthographic view gives you a way to work out angles. You use an orthographic view to work out angles and what's obstructing what. Remember, this is not an observer view. The observer is over here on the left-hand side.
So listen, you just said it. You just said it. You just said it. It works out angles, but it does not work out angular size, does it?
Asshole. An orthographic view is not an observer involved in this. So, for instance, this is how you would have an architectural drawing or drawing of a bridge or a building. It's a perfectly valid view, and it gives you all the information you then need to do to construct perspective views. You use this view to construct perspective views. So I can see from this view that this object here of 2 feet high, we agreed on the waves, and a 10-foot high boat, where it was, we can see just by drawing straight lines on this, because this view also provides you with straight line view. Use lines of sight to work it out easily. We can see that this object, this wave of 2 feet high, can never ever obscure more than 2 feet high of the object you're looking at, providing the observer is taller than the wave. Finished.
So as the object moves away in your orthographic drawing, does it represent angular size?
Okay, here we go.
Everything gets smaller.
Rumpus.
Yeah, I'm just drawing into
your orthographic drawing. As the object moves away, will it represent angular size?
Well, you have to calculate the angular size from the information.
Rumpus. Does your orthographic image that you use as your argument represent angular size?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, you dumbass.
Why do you
angular size from it?
I understand that. Why do you continue to use your orthographic imagery when it doesn't represent what we observe in reality?
Because you calculate the angular size from it.
Awesome. That's not why you're telling me why you're using it. You're using it, sir, because it doesn't represent reality, and you can get away. No, it does not, sir.
Reality.
It does not, sir. Your image does not your orthographic explanation will never ever represent reality. That's why you like using it. Reality states. Now I'm going to share my screen here. I have a video to represent to you, which anybody can do this in experiment to prove that if you have a 2 to 4 foot wave in front of the observer 10 to 20 feet away, and as an object moves away from you, it reduces in angular size, but those 2 to 4 foot waves that are closer to the observer will obstruct the ball. The object moves away. I can demonstrate this in reality.
Right, well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the remainder of this particular video, because I am sure he's going to get in the top 3. I am absolutely sure he's going to get in the top 3. So By the way, guys, listen, I am going to put a little video out for each one of you to make nominations on within the next couple of days. So a bit like what Red's Rhetoric has done, click like or dislike on the video. And if you actually support that person for being a nomination or getting into the top 3, then we'll go into this a bit more. I'll be able to get a few more clips of these guys losing their shit. So this is Brenda. You two. This is Brenda. So I've been asked to play this again, and dutifully, here we go. Tony, are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm waiting.
Here we go.
Ranty, listen. Is this which one are you doing now, Brenda?
Yeah, this will be the last one.
Okay, but I just want to. I want you to play that bit where Shawn rips his headphones off. It's just
5 minute timestamp on that, and I will.
350 onwards.
350.
Go on, just play the next 10 seconds of that.
Right. Okay. 350 onwards. Let's minimize that. 350 onwards. Here we go. Big whirl of death.
Afraid, Rumpus? Are you afraid? Are you afraid, Rumpus? Are you afraid? Are you afraid, Rumpus? You must be afraid. You must be afraid, Rumpus.
I would like to answer.
You must be afraid.
I would like to answer your question.
You must be afraid.
Hold on.
You must be afraid.
Tony, you're easily pleased, my friend. Right, let's get this. I believe it's this one. Here we go. So let's...
It's like he's offering him out a fight, isn't it? It's like, hey,
hey.
That's not moving. That's not moving.
Yes, I'll show you how
want me to show
Okay,
me
talking
Brenda,
space-time.
to
You
show
move it to colors.
the flat of space-time. You want me to show you the flatness
I want you to show me space-time,
right.
not colors.
I want you to show me the redness
You're
of
moving.
an apple.
You're moving your
Brenda.
proof from having to prove space-time to me having to prove an apple, because you can't
No,
prove
Yeah,
space-time,
Brenda.
so you request that I
You're
prove
not
something.
understanding the difference
honestly,
between
now we don't
it's a
understand
toss-up
it.
between
No.
Brenda and Shawn.
He doesn't understand.
Obviously,
He
Shawn
doesn't
can't be heard, but he
understand,
doesn't
so he can't
realize
explain
it.
Brenda, here's the thing. Instead of saying somebody doesn't understand, explain it. But you can't because you don't understand.
I can't explain it.
So show me you put it in space.
I will do that if you will shut the fuck up.
Oh, now it's triggered.
Well, fuck you with your it shit.
No,
You
it's
fucking piece of
because
shit.
it
Shut
doesn't
the
know how to
fuck
keep
up,
its temper.
Piece of shit.
And now
Shut
it's
the
now
fuck
it's
up.
just a ball of anger. Yep, it's an animal. It is an animal that I can manipulate.
It, you piece of shit.
Yep, I will call you an it as long as you react to it, because that's
Shut
what
the
it's
fuck
do.
up.
Humans don't react to words like this because humans are real people. You're not. You're a robot that I can manipulate.
Fuck off.
Randy, is this really what you want? We need this. We need this thing. It's starting to sound more like a man. Look, it's starting to sound like a man now. You can hear it. Look at it. Look how deep its voice is getting. Oh, it's deep. Oh, it's getting testosterone. The estrogen is falling away. Control of itself. Humans are in control of themselves. It is not. This thing is not in control of itself. Listen to it. This is what my chickens do. This is what my chickens do. My chickens just go rah, 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 rah.
It's probably trying to start over. Can you start over? Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
Bro, this is like a child. Look at it go. Oh my god, this is hysterical. This is hysterical. Look at the projection. This thing is projecting its inner rage right now. Get it all out. Get it all out. Maybe you'll have a good day tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow you'll wake up and believe you're a man. Get it all out. This is impotent rage. This is what you do when you're not in control. When you, I'm actually people don't realize that I'm actually a psychologist. So what is happening right now is the lack of control in their own life gets manifested in uncontrollable anger.
Shut up! Shut the fuck up! Shut up! Now, do I get to fucking talk or not? You fucker! Shut up!
Would you trust the judgment of anybody who does
Shut up!
If this person came and told you the world was a ball, what would you say?
Fuck off! Shut the fuck up!
Brenda, you are the best representative for Ball Earth I could ever ask for.
Shut up! You're not a ball. You're not a flat earther. You're a troll. You're a clown.
Sorry. That's all I can stomach for tonight. I can't laugh anymore from these two morons. Oh my goodness. Brenda and Shawn. Wow, you two have definitely hit the mark tonight. That is all I can say. Wow, that is hilarious. Right, guys. In 2 days' time, I'll have all the links out for nominations. Currently, we have Fight the Flat Earth, Channel Q, Brenda Von Assen, George, Arwin, Nathan Oakley, Dell from Beyond the Imaginary Curve, PMars, and Rumpus. So I'll get those 9 people a little video out just for the like and dislike. Top 3 will be in the final, and I'll do the final between Christmas and New Year, and we'll have a little bit of fun. Again, this is just light-hearted, guys. At the end of the day, it's a very serious topic that we're talking about, but people do get triggered very easily, and when they lose their shit, sometimes they lose it big time. Tony, thanks for stopping by. Is there anything you want to say? Have you got any videos out that you'd like to talk about?
Shawn Hufford thinks that moonlight is warmer than the shade, whereas on the flat Earth side we say that moonlight appears to be cooler, or rather cooling, and therefore the shade would be warmer. Shawn thinks it's the opposite way around. I don't know anybody on the Ball Earth side that actually argues that the moonlight is warming. Everybody I know that's on the Ball Earth side say that the moonlight isn't strong enough to do any warming because it's so weak. But they also say that it doesn't cool either. They say that it's thermal radiating heat from the Earth, which I don't agree with. I don't believe that's true. So I bought one of those thermal camera clipping things that you plug into your phone because I want to test it. I want to try and put it to bed for myself. I want to see how this actually, whether or not a casting of a shadow compared to direct moonlight is actually warmer. So that's what's coming up in the next day or two on my channel. And I can't believe that Shawn actually thinks that the moonlight is actually warming, because like nobody on the Ball Earth side thinks that. Everybody seems to think that it doesn't have any effect, but Shawn's out on a limb here, and he's got a very similar, if not identical, almost identical plug-in thermal camera for his phone too. So if he's done the job the way he said he would do the job, the way we agreed that he'd do the job, then he's going to get we should both get the same results. So it's going to be really interesting because nobody thinks that the moonlight's warming, but Shawn seems to be telling people it's warming, and it's like, what? Utter moron. So watch out for that in the next couple of days. That'll be getting uploaded. I'm hoping that I can do it live streaming because it's plugging into my camera. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to set one application up in the background and get it going live, whilst I then application switch to the other one and broadcast hopefully what's going on the other screen. But I don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to try anyway. But in any event, it's going to be interesting because I don't know anybody that thinks that the moonlight's actually warming like the sun does, but to a lesser extent. So watch this space.
Okay, excellent. Well, thanks for stopping by. I believe Nathan's just gone live. Well, not live. He's doing his pre-show and after-show with today's debate. So if you've watched it on the Nathan Oakley 1980, what you get is you get 30 minutes pre-show and you get a 30-minute after-show. So it's kind of like a before and after, as well as the main chunky stuff that we talked about on Nathan's today. So head on over there if you haven't already. You can watch that on Nathan Oakley channel. You don't need to type anything else except for Nathan Oakley. And then you'll find his channel and you can watch all the pre-show and after-show stuff there. Sleeping Warrior is the name of the gentleman that you're listening to today. In case you haven't subscribed, he's very close to me in subscribers and would, I am sure, appreciate you clicking the subscribe and the notification. Am I right, Tony?
I've been here longer than Ranty. It's not right that he's got more than me. He's been buying subs.
Right. Okay. Right. So yeah, thanks everyone for stopping by. Thanks for the super chat, JQ. Very much appreciated. And yeah, I hope everybody had a little bit of fun. It's not meant to be taken seriously. Obviously, this is just a very light-hearted time of year, so it's just to sort of like raise spirits a little bit. At the end of the day, if we can't laugh at each other and laugh with each other, you know, we're not really much of a community, are we? So, you know, we might have our hostilities, but ultimately, you know, we're all human at the end of the day, and some things we find funny. Me, I'm very shallow, so I kind of like things like that. So I I enjoy being, if you listen to today's debates with Nathan, I enjoy being the clown sometimes. So it's nice to actually sort of like just get into that. It's Christmas time at the end of the day. Let's have a little bit of fun. We don't have to be at each other's throats all the time. Right, as for this stream, I'll end it, and we will do maybe a show in a couple of days where I'm releasing all the videos, etc., where you can nominate, etc. But in the meantime, this will do for now. Thank you everybody for stopping by, and I'll see you all in the next one.